Okay. Who can tell what shop is in the video, is in the slide?
Welcome to Uniqlo. Welcome to Uniqlo.
Yeah, if you all know me, I buy a lot of stuff from Uniqlo. I was trying to find a relevant slide background, and Uniqlo has pretty modest stuff in general. So anyway, yeah, that's Uniqlo. It's one of my favorite places I like to shop. Okay, anyway, getting into the closing of this whole dressing thing. Firstly, I gotta admit that dressing is a very gray issue. The Bible doesn't explicitly say, "Thou shalt wear this, thou shalt not wear that." But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring really just three main points with some sub points, and then I'm not going to tell you guys what you can wear, what you can't wear. That's not my role today. Okay, we're going to do that in a more juicy manner in breakout rooms later, guys and girls. We're going to show y'all like models and what they wear and like whether it's appropriate or not. But now I just want to give you guys some principles and thoughts. All right. Firstly, is this: rules cannot create modesty. Okay, just follow me for a bit. Now let's say we start a dressing guideline for you. Okay, and Andrew says, guys, when y'all come to CCC, must wear like this. Chances are, if Andrew says it, Andrew's like the youth boss, right? If he says it, y'all will come to youth dressing like this. But then when you go with your friends to Mid Valley, the youth ministry guidelines won't matter anymore, right? Because you're in a totally new environment. So that means Andrew needs to come up with a Mid Valley dressing guideline, and so on, and so on, and so on. So what I'm trying to say, right, is rules or guidelines is totally not sustainable, and it cannot be the way to go. Okay, so rules cannot create modesty. So it must be a deeper issue. Okay. Second thing is this: the world we currently live in, right? I'm sure all of you are going to agree with me. The world we currently live in has forced us to put so much attention to our outward appearance and give little attention to the heart. Okay, so just now I was like rules, right? And I'm going to slowly bring it a bit deeper and then I'll close it. So what the world tends to do, right, is well, now we're in a season of media, right? And if you spend hours and hours just consuming media, be it watching Netflix, watching TV, scrolling social media and so on and so forth, you will actually find it really, really difficult to be set free from the bondage of wanting to look nice. And girls, the bondage of wanting to look sexy. Really, really, really difficult. Why? Because this bondage is fed through media. Media is designed to feed you with that dissatisfaction. I think Vic brought this up 2 weeks ago as well. Okay. This isn't a series on social media, but let me just say this here. Social media was built on the purpose to make people compare. Right? Just look at how social media works. Likes, comments, followers. Jenny, you got how many likes? Hey, I got 100 likes, And then Jenny will either feel superior or inferior. Social media is designed on that purpose. Okay? This is quite a difficult verse to share, but I'm just going to do it anyway. So what I'm trying to say, the first thing under this point is don't address the root of the issue. Dressing is the root of the issue. Dressing is the symptom of the issue. I'm saying go to the root. That's why the point here is stop the source of the problem. And Jesus says here in Matthew 5:29, if your right eye, and he's obviously talking to guys, okay? If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. For it is better that you lose one of your members than that your whole body be thrown into hell. Now, this is a very, if you take this literally, right, you want to go to an eye specialist and ask them to dig out your eye. But that's not what Jesus is saying. Okay. Jesus is saying to not to physically remove your eyeball, okay? If your eyeball is causing you to sin, that's not what Jesus is saying. Just to be very clear, I don't want you guys going to your parents and say, "Mommy, I need to go eye doctor now," and because my eye is causing me to sin. What Jesus is saying is this: stop allowing your physical thing, organ, to give in to your evil desire. Jesus is saying, stop the source of the problem. Now, sexiness, sorry, I got to use the word sexiness lah, but that will give it a clearer picture. Sexiness has power if you want to hook your partner in terms of hormones and not about heart. Let me say that again. Sexiness has power if you want to hook your partner in terms of hormones and not heart. Does that make sense? So if Jesus has asked the guys in this passage to metaphorically take out your eyeballs because your eyeballs are causing you to sin, does sexiness matter? I'm talking to a Christian crowd now, right? The answer is no. Because Jesus has asked us to address the source of the problem and not let our eyes cause us to sin. So followers of Jesus, guys who are followers of Jesus, shouldn't be looking to sexiness in their partners. Does that make sense? Now, this session is not, I'm not telling you what to wear and what not to wear. I'm bringing about principles which Jesus taught in the Bible and the Bible taught to help you guys understand now how you should dress. Okay? You go to 1 Samuel 16:7 and you realize that actually the heart matters more to God than our appearance, right? For the Lord sees not as man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. And then that's why there's this very cliche, Christian dating thing. Oh, when I look for a girl, I don't look for her looks, I look beyond, I look at her heart. That's a very right thing to say, but not many guys practice that. Right? So again, this is not a relationship series, but dressing and all has very much to do with relationships and attracting someone else and so on. All right. So the point of the matter is this: the world we live in has forced us to put much attention to our appearance and less attention to the heart, when Jesus or God has implied otherwise. The Bible teaches us to put more attention to the heart and less attention to outward appearance. In fact, in Proverbs, the Bible says the heart is the wellspring of life, right? Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So the heart is extremely important, and the Bible paints it that way. Now, the third point is this, and now we're going to go a bit deeper and a bit more juicy, and then we'll go into the breakout rooms. Now, the issue of dressing modestly or immodestly is very much or completely related to your view of God and who God, your creator, is to you. Now, that's a pretty loaded statement. Let me just break it down a bit, okay? God is creator. Whether we like it or not, God is creator. You might not view him now as creator, or your friends who are not Christians might not view him as creator, but that doesn't stop the truth that God is creator. I'm just going to share this. I hope it will stick. Last night, I was at ANW, and I took my temperature using the temperature thingy. I think Andrew and all know this because I sent the picture. It's so funny. I took the temperature, my temperature using the temperature sensor, and the temperature read 30.3 Celsius. And I straight away sent it to Andrew, and I was like, dude, I'm dead. A normal human being does not have 30-degree temperature, right? As all y'all would know from science class. Now, that temperature sensor obviously wasn't right. The truth is, I'm a human being, I'm supposed to be measuring about 36 to 37 degrees Celsius. Do I believe the temperature sensor? The temperature sensor was false. But the temperature sensor was not saying what it actually is. You following me? So some human beings are not going to acknowledge God as creator. It does not mean that God is not creator. Okay, I'm just putting that down there. Now, if you forget everything I said, right? Everything I said, I'm saying in the next 5 minutes, I would just want you to remember this. And these are questions which I hope you all will keep reflecting on as time goes on. The underlying question about modest or immodest dressing is this. I'm going to ask you guys like almost 10 questions, but phrased in different ways for you to just reflect, and I hope that you will take home as well. The underlying question is this: is Creator God your treasure? Is Creator God your treasure? Now let me break this down more, because that's a very vague treasure. What, diamond, gold? What kind of, yeah, I'm going to break this down. Does loving and pleasing God matter to you more, or picking the outfit that you like seeing yourself in the mirror in? Okay, another way to say it. Does loving and pleasing God matter to you more, or does putting on clothes that will make people look at you more matter? Are you looking for attention, or are you looking for God? Are you looking for a girlfriend or boyfriend, or are you looking for the most faithful friend, who is God? I know all these things are like so cliche, yeah, but it's true, guys. It's absolutely true. Do you trust in your looks to get attention, or do you trust in God, who always gives you attention? Jesus said in Matthew 16:24, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Unfortunately, guys, we cannot choose Jesus and self at the same time. We only have one choice. That's the way it goes. So we are meant to live in a humble, God glorifying, others serving way, right? And this includes our dressing. Does our dressing show people that we are humble? Does our dressing point people to the fact that God is being glorified in our lives? Does our dressing show people that we desire to serve others? Now, I'm just going to quickly show the next slide. This is it's long. I'm not going to go in detail, but the Bible does talk about dressing, and the Bible talks about dressing more from a women context. Okay. 1 Timothy 2:9 to 10 says this. Likewise, also, women should adorn themselves in respectable apparel, with modesty and self-control, not with braided hair and gold or pearls or costly attire, but with what is proper for women to profess godliness. Okay, you might say, hey, I don't braid my hair, I don't wear gold, I don't wear pearl, I don't wear expensive clothes, I only go pasar malam buy my clothes. That is not what Paul is saying to Timothy here, and Paul saying to the church here. Paul is basically encouraging Timothy to, share with the church that women need to dress with modesty and self-control. Not, see, in those days, braided hair, gold and all was like flamboyant. You wear, you're different from other people already. And then people will start looking to you, right? People will start like giving you attention rather than giving God attention. And that's not the point. So that's what Paul was saying here. And then in 1 Peter 3, it says this: do not let your adorning be external. Remember we talked just now about heart and outward appearance. Again, they talk about, don't know why these Bible people got braiding of hair issues. But anyway, the braiding of hair and the putting on of gold jewelry or the clothing you wear. But let your adorning be the hidden person of the heart. Do you see how the New Testament relates what the Old Testament taught just now when I read in 1 Samuel? That the heart that has imperishable beauty is more important than what you put on. Oh my gosh, Mike, what are you trying to say? In summary, Okay. Don't live your life comparing, guys and girls. Um, I think I've said this before. You don't want to live your life in the comparison pit. We will always find ourselves better than some people and worse off than some people. When we compare ourselves to people better than us, we will feel sucky, low self-esteem. I'm not good enough. When you compare yourself to people worse off than you, you'll feel proud and conceited. Do you want to feel any of those? I don't think God has intended for us to feel any of those. That's why Philippians 4:8 says, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there's anything worthy of praise, think about these things. Nothing negative there. So don't live your life comparing. Secondly, don't live for the praise of others. John 5:44 has this to say, is very scary. How can you believe when you receive glory from one another and do not seek glory that comes from the only God? Guys, there is danger living for the praise of others. Okay. Lastly, this is what God thinks of us. Isaiah 43:1. But now thus says the Lord, he who created you, O Jacob, he who formed you, O Israel, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name. You are mine. I'm just emphasizing what Vic shared 2 weeks ago. We belong to the Most High God. There's no need for us to prove ourselves, even in the context of dressing. Secondly, Isaiah 43:4. Because we are precious in God's eyes, because you are precious in my eyes, and honored, and I love you. I give men in return for you, peoples in exchange for your life. That's how much God treasures his people. And verse 7, everyone who is called by my name, whom I created for my glory, whom I formed and made. We all have the mark of God in each and every one of us because we were created by our creator God. And we were created to display God's glory. Very last slide. Guys, modesty is not about what you wear, but ultimately modesty is about who you represent. Last question, and I'm done. If you don't know how to digest this, ask yourself this question. When you put on a certain outfit, obviously you'll look yourself in the mirror before you leave the house. I'm not just talking about church, talking about shopping mall. I'm talking about go beach, go swimming, go anything, okay? When you look at yourself in the mirror, ask yourself, when you put on your outfit or post your OOTD, I'm not just talking about wearing, I'm talking about what you post as well, right? On social media. Ask yourself this question. When people see me, will they think funny things? Will they be hums up? Will they think wrong things? Okay? Will they be giving me attention? Or will they see Jesus in me? If you can say confidently that they will see Jesus in me, by all means, go out with whatever outfit you're wearing. I found this to be the most critical yardstick or measuring line in terms of what we should wear and what maybe we should not wear. Will people see Christ? So modesty is not about what you wear, but about who you represent. 2 Corinthians 5:20 says, we are ambassadors of Christ. Christ making his appeal through us. An ambassador is a representative carrying the name of who we represent. Are we Christ ambassadors, guys? By the way we dress.